Well, David Orr, you go way back with East Rent. Tell me when your first experiences at the club were.
Yeah, first experiences, 48 now, I think would have been around 10, 11 years old, playing with my brother Stephen, and very much started my journey in golf via my dad, spending a lot of time up there after work, playing with three of us. Latterly my mum came into play, but very much around playing off the red tees, as I would maybe know it back then, spending a lot of time Sunday nights, Saturday nights after work with my dad midweek as well, and very much just learning the game, hitting the ball as fast as we can, you know, with our shorts on and a couple of clubs, and really just starting to play golf. Not a lot of technical input, but just very enjoyable.
Your dad incentivised you. Tell me how he did that.
He did incentivise us, so we're very much around a nice way, kind of very much giving us targets. Get over the burn at the first, boys, I'm going to buy another club. So we were very much, we couldn't do it for maybe a year or so, you know, a young age, probably pre-11, sorry, I would say. So it's and then other targets where, you know, get on the third green in 2 shots, boys, let me know, and I'll maybe buy a 6 iron. You know, if you can then get a wee bit older, catch the par 5s in 2, maybe buy you a specialised sand wedge or lob wedge. So I suppose as a dad I probably implemented that a bit in my boys as well, but it was a really good way to learn the game, you know, and push us always to try and keep improving, which we tried to do at a young age.
All of this took you to a professional career, and how did that evolve?
Very much as we started to play more, the game started to get more and more better as we went on into international golf. At 16, playing for Scotland, and into men's golf, get kind of 18 years old. So then we started to then think about what does the future look like. You know, we did okay at school, then both moved into an American golf scholarship. So then from there, the game kind of rapidly got much more improved from the amateur days, which was still at a good level of +3. But professionally then became better from a playing perspective as well, and latterly into my day job now, which is in private members club like East Rent as well. So it's
And you can reflect back on playing a lot of tournament golf. What are some of the highlights of what you achieved as a professional?
Yeah, the big highlights would be Wentworth, playing in the Volvo PGA. I played there 3 times, missed the cut once and made the cut. Had some good memories there, playing with, I think it was the Friday. I was just on the cut line and I was playing with Jamie Donaldson and Richard Bland. And we were on the last tee and I had to make a birdie. I knew that, but they both were missing the cut, these boys, and they said, you need to birdie 18. And I hit it in the bunker, which didn't go to plan, laid up at 18 into the old-fashioned layout, not the current layout, and then hit a beautiful pitching wedge on a Friday afternoon when the stands were busy into an 1.5 inches to make a birdie and then progress to the weekend. So that was a real buzz of the crowd. So jointly as well, I would say probably Johnny Walker at Gleneagles finished top 16 there with Mark McNulty on Sunday, winning the Scottish Championship. I would say Gleneagles with a really good score of -15 around the centenary course starts to then make me realise that I can play and win, more importantly, because we do lose more than we win in golf at any level, you know, so we have to manage the disappointment sometimes in this hard game. So the more wins I had, the more the confidence starts to surge through you, and then to realise that actually I can, you know, make a living at this game, which is not easy at times.
When members look in the clubhouse, they see a framed scorecard. It's got the name David Orr on it because you are, of course, the course record holder. So what happened that day when you shot 63?
Yeah, proud of that score. I think it was 21 back in the day as well. It's just really came from nothing really, I suppose, and just snowballed into a great day. It was just a Friday medal, end of the month, and just rolled up, played with a couple of members, and it was a great day. You know, the wind was up, quite blowy. I remember it well. Third was playing long into the wind, which meant 8 was playing long and 18 was playing quite long, 16 maybe not as much. So I do recall 18th was, you know, 2 good hits in that day, as 8 was, and it's still tight, so it was quite a tricky shot. But yeah, the round just catapulted into the front 9 really, as the scorecard shows, and then had a kind of poor bogey at 12 and a 2-putt birdie at 14. The finish was nerve-wracking, I would say, for me, and same as any level of golfer. It's a difficult finish, you know, but when you're trying to bring a score in, you know, at 7 under or whatever handicap, it's not easy. You know, you sometimes do see trouble when you don't want to, but it was fantastic to get it over the line. And again,
was there a point in the round when you thought the record is on?
Yeah, I would say that moment came pretty quickly after I eagled 10. There's no doubt about it. You know, 11 is a tricky hole. You know, I would say, and actually it's a good point, if I look back in my playing time at East Rent over 30 years, I've been lucky if I've made 8 birdies at hole 11. you know, I would say, which is really not a lot over a long time for me, but yeah, I would just happily always take 3 there and go. So at that point I had to really concentrate, because it was a difficult shot that day as well, I think, with the prevailing wind into me, so I think I hit a fairway wood from memory. So 3 was always going to be a great score. So if things were going to go wrong, there would have been the moment for me where it could have quite easily, as we know, trouble working everywhere. So that was a big moment to make par there, definitely.
There are the lighter moments as well at East Wren. Now, some of these come out of winning the championship, for example. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I had some disappointments in the championship as well. I lost to Paul McKellar. I could always like to think I can beat Paul McKellar, you know, but he did beat me that day. But I suppose the funny one would be Bruce Clarkston. I managed to beat Bruce, I think, 2-1, 3-1. And if I'm honest with you, and some people watching, I probably didn't play my best over the 2 rounds, but we managed to win, you know, and it was quite funny. I'm sure I met Bruce in the granary about 6 months later saying, you know, I could have beaten you, Dave, I could have, and I thought, no you couldn't, Bruce, because we really didn't have our best stuff that day, so it was always quite funny. But probably to this day he probably thinks he still should have, but really, we kind of know that maybe wasn't going to happen, but it was great fun, and it was great to win it eventually.
It's also nice to know, after 100 years of the golf course, that your record has stood for a quarter plus of that time.
It has stood a long time for there. I know Alistair Kyle was close to it as well, and he often remarks and he was close to it, but you know, there's close and doing it, they are 2 different things, so it's not easy. The professional record is 65, so that's, if that ever has an open competition in professional, then I think it would be a great one to have a double down the line, but that's maybe some way away. But yes, very proud for me to be a record holder. It's something that often gets talked about with me, so it's something I'm very, very proud of, as my boys are.
David Orr, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.